YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. Sorry I had to get stuff all set up. Every now and then, Warhammer wants to just crash, like whenever I'm running a broadcaster. And it's because they constantly, like, there's goods and bads, right? They're constantly updating software and drivers and all this other stuff, and half the time, they're just breaking things. People are saying that they're waiting for Sigvald battles. I'll probably play a Sigvald battle, but that was mostly just because he looked kind of cool in the thumbnail. Sigvald's mostly worthless. So, yeah. In fact, let's get a battle started. We can use Sigvald. We'll probably lose, but we'll use him. Problem with Sigvald is, like, what's he good at? Like, you know, he's not good at a whole lot. Alright. We'll pick Chaos since I'm going to be playing Sigvald. Man. I don't want to use Sigvald versus the vampires. I guess. This is going to be pretty much over before it ever begins. Trying to think what I want to use against these guys. Okay, let's see. What do I want to use against Chaos? Or, I mean, against the vampires. I mean, if I were the vampires, I'd be wanting to use some crypt horrors and stuff against me. Vampires have decent armor all around. Let's load one of my Chaos armies. Except this one probably wouldn't be any good, because it has a bunch of stuff that's not any good at beating down armor. Let's just throw Sigvald in his place, and then we'll keep the double Shaggoth just for fun. If there's Blood Knights, though, it may not be so fun. This is probably going to be a bad idea. Bring some Chaos with halberds. Whew, I don't like this army at all. Yeah, I don't like that army at all. This one's a little better. And we could just... I hate this. So freaking annoying. Just give me Sigvald. Let's grab our Manticore back. There, close enough. Whatever, we'll try it. We'll try it. I don't know if I feel great about it. Oh yeah, I didn't get the replenishment stuff for Sigvald. I'm gonna cry. I forgot to pick the. Now Sigvald, the not so magnificent, is even less magnificent because I forgot the freaking. I can't kiff sigh enough right now, people. Yeah, this is gonna be like instant death. I can't believe I forgot his stupid regen thing. If I win this, it's probably because my opponent on the other end is like asleep or something. I'll try not to cry, people. I'll try not to cry because this is a big mistake. Oh well. It'll teach me. Mouse Red says that the regen is Sigvald's one best thing. It's Sigvald's only thing. He doesn't have anything else. He's just like a $1,400, a 1,400 gold handicap that you give yourself, like to the other person. But I'll be positive. We're going to do our best here. If my opponent ever loads in, we'll go for it. Boy, he was sure in a hurry to ready up. Took him longer to load in than it did to ready up.
My God's call.
Your God's call? What are they saying? Did they call collect? And if so, did you accept the charges? This is not going to turn out well. This is not going to turn out well. How big's the radius on these guys? It's pretty decent. The other one out here, maybe, so we get good coverage.
So be it. Yes, Lord. Seek his many glories.
Okay, it's about as good a coverage as we're gonna get. Some lag going on is what it is. Look at that. Great. So I've got Sigvald with no healing, and my opponent is lagging hard. Like, lagging real hard. I don't want to waste stream time with this, I really don't. But if I quit, it's just going to give him a victory. This is one of those situations where I don't know, like, part of me would honestly just prefer to like quit out, but I'll put up with it. I may be upset that I decided to put up with it, but I'm gonna put up with it. If he brings an air core for his vampires, I am beyond screwed, because I have no other way to fight back. So let's see what we're up against. He's just got the Red Duke up here, so we can pretty much just chase the Red Duke off. And he's brought Cairn Wraiths, which is kind of odd.
All will be despoiled. Charge them for the Chaos Gods. Also, Chaos Knights. Chaos Sorcerer. I bring a tempest.
Let's see what we can do here.
Yes, Lord. What? Run, you dogs. My magic is ready.
Merry Christmas, Red Puke.
Chaos is magic. Going. Imbibe their souls. Putrefaction.
Does he really want to fight me?
I serve the beast. I serve.
I don't really think he wants to fight me here. Especially if I can get the Spirit Leech back up in a hurry. Spirit Leech!
I wield forces from the god of magic.
Yeah, I think this is... well, first of all, it's lagging hardcore. But I'm pretty sure this was a mistake.
Chaos Sorcerer.
Especially I'm wondering if I can fly off and make him get attacked in the back by my other. He's using up a lot of his magic on me here, too. This guy should come back, hopefully sooner rather than later, because I'd like to use him for the rest of this battle. Really want to take the Vampire Lord. He's just, like, really wants my Sorcerer dead. Alright, well, whatever. Let's attack him while he's distracted. He may very well kill my Sorcerer, but... He's buying him time to do the invocation to Hag. Wow, he's like crazy determined to take my sorcerer off the field. Actually, I got an idea. Alright, kill him, please. If I don't kill the Red Duke, I'm in trouble. And I may not. It depends on how good he is. Look at this. He's gonna run away from me. He is using a lot of his magic over here, though. So that's... like, even if the Red Duke wins this fight, it may not be the end because he's used so much magic. Yes, got a really good hit there. I'm going to charge his Graveguard with great weapons. And then pull back through my own guys here. Pull these units around. There we go. I kind of wanted to get his Blood Knights wrapped up in that. Oh, really? The Red Duke won. I feel a little bit cheated there, to be honest. We need to get rid of that Claw and a Gash, or else this whole fight is for nothing. Fortunately, I don't think that his Red Duke has much, if any, magic left. And a lot of the Vampire Infantry's gotten torn up pretty fast. He's using Arcane Conduit, trying to build his power back up. If he was smart, he'd just run away with this Claw and Nagash. But let's hope that he's not smart. Chase these guys. Chase the Knights. Focus it all in up here on these guys. Okay, he's used... is he using any magic here? I can't hardly tell what's going on. It's going to be really difficult for me to kill the Mortis Engine, and he may win the game just solely because of the Mortis Engine. But fortunately, the Red Duke doesn't have a lot of magic left. That's like the only thing I got going for me, but there's terror going on here because of the Mortis Engine. And it's pretty bad. So there's two, really, the Mortis Engine combined here with the Blood Knights are probably going to wipe out most of my army. Yeah, look at the terror. This is frustrating. This is pretty frustrating. First of all, the Red Duke shouldn't be alive. He really shouldn't. He was losing that fight horribly to the Manticore. Come on. Yeah, this is irritating. His Claw Nagash is going to win the fight. I'm done with this. GG. Too much lag. And I know it's going to sound kind of bad-tempered on my part, and I don't mean it in a bad-tempered way, but this was horse crap. The Red Duke shouldn't have survived that. Shouldn't have survived that. He got extremely lucky for him to live and to come back like that. My Manticore had like half its health left, and I looked over and the Red Duke only had 300 hit points, and he got away. But I did not rage either. Someone's accusing me of raging. I admitted defeat. There's a difference. When you click the button and you say concede defeat, that's conceding defeat. Avert your eyes? What am I averting my eyes from? We'll try another chaos build real quick. If he sticks... Okay, he's going to go to Clan Angren. Let's go back to that base build. So... let's see here. No, I'm not going to use Sartharel. People wanted to see Prince Sigvald. I hate how when you want to switch out your lord, you have to have enough money. Like, you can't get rid of your lord unit here. It just, that's irritating. I mean, I know I can't go to battle without a lord, but it's like you make me clear a whole bunch of other units off in order to pick him. There we go. I've got his Uruk armor this time, so at least he'll be less worthless. He's probably still worthless. I don't think that's going to help him a lot either, so I'm just going to cut that off. Alright, 15 seconds, they get leadership and melee defense. I guess I'll keep it. I don't want the... Or do I want the Forsaken? They're fast moving, they'd be good against dwarf skirmishers. Or should I just cut it and get a whole lot more marauders? Let's get a couple of marauders to go around the flanks and chase skirmishers. A couple of marauders with great weapons. I want my other knight back. And I'm sitting here at 921. Let's get another great weapon warrior. There we go. It'll have to work. Boycott Sigvald until his armor's patched. Yeah, his armor wasn't the issue. It was me not choosing his armor that was the issue. And then on that last one, I just got screwed over. The Red Duke really should not have survived that fight. Up against 2 Manticore. I mean, that was kind of horse crap. He was getting chased, and I don't know, that was just weird. It was just weird the way it worked out. Like him pulling out of the fight to chase my sorcerer, not taking any damage, and then having to chase him down. He gets my sorcerer off the side of the map. Like, I mean, it was frustrating. Just plain frustrating. And the Claw of Nagash is just downright infuriating when you have the wrong units. Like, it's... Yeah. The Claw of Nagash is just awful to deal with when you have the wrong units on the battlefield. And I had the wrong units on the battlefield at that point. So there was pretty much no turning that around. I'm trying to spread out wide here because I want to get the Dawi encircled, hopefully. Because if they have rangers or anything, I want to chase them with the Marauders. So I can leave my cavalry and some other units free. So let's get everything spread nice and wide here.
Attend me.
Group all these guys, make it easier to move. Just throw those guys in a group. So I mean, in the center we got a lot of killing power here, but dwarfs have some... They have some decent units these days. Let's remind myself what I got here. So if he brings cheap infantry, I could try and use like a terror piece. Like I could use the Doom and Darkness or whatever this one is. Soul Blight. I could use the Soul Blight and then try and hit him from behind with the Chaos Sorcerer, the Death Sorcerer. It's going to depend on what he brings and how he deploys it. Like if he brings a lot of Longbeards, then they're immune to psychology, as far as I understand it. So that probably won't work. The problem with Sigvald here is that he's slow and doesn't have good mass. So it's going to be incredibly difficult for him to help get rid of dwarf heroes. And if anything, like my prediction going into this battle is if my opponent brings a good dwarf army and plays it right, I'm going to get beat by dwarf heroes here. That's my guess. so I wish Sigvald caused terror with his golden haircut. Yeah, he does not. Although he is immune to psychology, which is quite nice. Really? Iron breakers, huh? Well, I know what we must do here. So my opponent has gone for a very expensive, very small army, which may work to my benefit. What I'm going to do at the last second is I'll stop, and rather than charging my Chosen with great weapons straight into all the blasting charges off the Iron Breakers, I'll meat shield with the Chaos Marauders. That Goblobber is going to jack up one of my guys pretty significantly. This guy's going to go for the tiny dwarf box. The thing is, we've got to watch out and make sure there's not a bunch of rangers sitting around trying to shoot me in the flank once I surround the box. Because if I do the math here, this is like, what, 12... 24, 48. Another 1,000 for the Grumblings, 58. You know, easily 1,000, probably 2,000-ish for the Rune Lord. 6, 7, 8. Goblobber 9. I think he's still got a little bit of funds left somewhere. So we're gonna go do some scouting. I'm just doing some quick air math. We're headed right in outside of the Ironbreaker range. I don't see anything else. I mean, I've got decent scouting at the moment, so I don't think he's got anything else. Oh, it's 5 Ironbreakers. I missed that one. We can just ignore the Ironbreaker in the back. Okay, so now what we need to do is bring up the Marauders to be your meat shield, while we stand just outside of blasting charge range. There we go. Because we can't endure the blasting charges off of the Iron Breakers. They're going to be too much. So we've got to meat shield them. I'm going to keep some other meat shields in reserve. Alright, we can now attack. Well, actually, I say that. Let's wait just a second until we know there's no more of those charges flying, because they cause immense damage. Okay, now we should be good. Now, if he turns his other Iron Breakers, I'm going to try and get through this spot in the center here, too. Oh, man, the Iron Breakers. Good grief. My Marauders routed before I was able to get to his Iron Breakers with the second group. Okay. I'm going to go in here and start Spirit Leeching the Rune Lord. We need to get in here with Sigvald too and start trying to deliver a bit of a beating. Okay, he's now committing more Iron Breakers, so we're going to outflank. There's a good opportunity for a rear charge right here. Alright, I think we can get Sigvald through the center of here. Yeah, we gotta keep these guys from throwing those. Oh, no, 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 there's another Iron Breaker. Get out of there, get out of there. Okay, now we can charge back here. Wow, I'm getting shreked. Like, totally shreked by the Dwarfs here. This is gonna be embarrassing, because I'm probably gonna lose this. Yeah, my infantry is just getting completely shreked by the Ironbreakers. He's got another Ironbreaker turning on me here, so I'm going to attack it in the back. Sigvald's getting his face beat in. Yeah, we're going to lose this. We're just going to get face rolled by a really small, really quite terrible dwarf army. And all I had to do was bring a hell cannon and it probably would have sorted out most of this. The Ironbreakers are just, their blasting charges are going to get so much work done that they don't have to do anything in melee. And there's no way that, like, the aspect of Dread Knight or anything else is going to work here, I don't think. I'll try it. I don't think we can break their leadership. Trying, but it's not working. We got a couple of their units down to pretty low leadership, but it's not going to work.
Chaos Knights, move fast. Time to despoil. Kill, maim, burn. Chaos Sorcerer, moving, going.
Yep.
Moving.
This is not going to happen, folks.
Your will. Great carnage. Please match it. Retreat.
Not going to happen. We're going to get beat by one of the sorriest dwarf armies I've seen in a long time. Which means that my Chaos army was even sorrier. Woo. That makes me feel good. His pick against Chaos was actually somewhat safe. The only thing that would have been really dangerous for him, I think, would have been someone bringing a lot of hell cannons. Because if someone would have brought a lot of hell cannons, he would have been in trouble. But when against a heavy infantry army like this, his Ironbreakers can get away with this, basically. I don't think there's any way we can potentially break his leadership here, though, either. Not the Ironbreakers. They're just going to be too strong, too tough. Not going to happen, and that really wasn't even a close defeat. I got completely crapped on there, and like I said, I don't even think that was a very good dwarf army, but what does that say about my army or my play whenever I get crapped on by it? We're done with Sigvald, folks. We are done with Sigvald. I'm not going to be getting beat by any more of this. So Chaos Warriors with great weapons are superior to the Ironbreakers in melee. But you saw what I did there. I tried to eat up his blasting charges and get into combat, but a couple of my units still ate blasting charges to the face, and it was just too much. Like, it wasn't going to work. And then the Master Engineer there is actually a pretty nice pick because he gives extra weapon damage, and then the Runesmith gives extra, I believe, some extra melee attack, and then the Rune Lord, I believe, is magic resistant. So I would not call the Ironbreakers a cheese build. Yeah, I mean, it's not a cheese build. The Hell Cannon would have freaking ripped this apart, so it's not really a cheese build. Most factions probably wouldn't struggle. What I did here was I brought an army that plays right into this. Like, when you think about it, this army here needs a whole bunch of infantry to hurl these blasting charges at, and it doesn't want to get hit by ranged units. So it's the perfect army basically I brought an infantry lord. I only had one flyer, so there's not a whole lot to kick him around with, and I have to walk, you know, he has a 360-degree arc of iron breakers, so I have to walk into the iron breakers. So it basically is like one of the few builds that gives him exactly what he needs there. So that's why it works, and it would work from time to time bringing that build. But you know, like I said, if I go up against the dwarves again, I'm honestly just probably gonna hell cannon them because I get sick of that. We'll play chaos again though, but I'm certainly not touching Sigvald with a 10-foot pole. Let's do the double Shaggoth build here. Well, he switched to Greenskins. Still gonna do the double Shaggoth build, I think. So this, well, now he switched over to Empire. Guy can't make up his mind. Yeah, this is definitely one of Ninja Hun's armies, and I like this army. I sometimes adjust it. I'm kind of waiting to see what my opponent picks in final here, and I'll just kind of have to think about this a little. The real problem I see here is dealing with Demigryph Knights. And if he brings great swords, which he might, because he'd be expecting like armored infantry from Chaos. And Forsaken are not going to be any good against great swords. They also get wrecked by cavalry. So like if he were to bring Demigryph Knights here, I could try and double up on him with the Dragon Ogre Shaggoths. Just trying to think if I like this army. What if I put the Marauders in the center just as a distraction? Use the Forsaken to get around the flanks quickly. Yeah, I think that's what we'll have to try, maybe. So if he brings an Air Corps... we'd be in trouble, and there'd be very little we could do about it. Well, I mean, we got Spirit Leech at our behest. But he could have 2 Griffins, and that could be pretty painful. Ah, heck, let's just give it a shot. Yeah, the Halberds are good for dealing with the Demigryphs, but they're very expensive. Very expensive. And if he doesn't bring the Demigryphs, then I get in trouble. I don't have enough money for Chosen. Someone's telling me to pick Chosen. With 2 Shaggoths on the field, you don't have money for Chosen, and I don't think Chosen are a good choice versus the Empire. Not when they could easily have an Amber Wizard that just starts using... the Amber Wizard can use the Flock of Doom on Chosen, and it's just easy pickings. In fact, this would be a great map for an Amber Wizard because it gets blobbed up here pretty quickly. I'm too afraid to blob up here in the center because I don't think that's going to be good for me, so I'm going to kind of spread out a little bit. There's a lot of terrain on this map, though, that's going to slow me down. So I'm a little concerned about how long it'll take me to get off the flanks here. Let's just see what he deploys. Okay, a couple of gunners. He's got a good Air Corps. That's not good for me. Not good at all. And he does have Doomflock. Great swords up the middle. Yeah, he immediately goes into Doomflock, but it's only affecting one of my Chaos Marauders, so that's actually pretty nice for me. He's got Boris Todbringer too, that's a problem. This Air Corps is a big problem. I don't think I can win this under any circumstances. I don't think I can win it. So we're going to have to try and overrun his army, which is going to be easier said than done. I just want to delay this fight as long as possible. Because we're going to get beat up pretty bad. Okay. Let's get in on the flanks here. Yeah, we're just going to keep avoiding that engagement. Try and spirit leech our way to victory here. Those Empire Knights are really not what I want to see here either. Okay, let's get around the back. I don't think we have a chance of winning this, really. I'm losing my Shaggoth in a big hurry. But we are getting rid of his Empire Knights, or his, some of his units we're getting rid of. He got one Shaggoth, but we've got Boris beat to crap over here too, so that's huge. Let's hit the Sigmar's sons, tie down some of his guns. Okay, there we go. Ah! I didn't think we were going to win that. I did not think we were going to win that. But when he took that engagement against my Shaggoths on the ground with all those Forsaken to support, then... yeah, that was a big mistake. He shouldn't have done that. I mean, I got rid of his Demigryphs and he was about to lose his Empire Knights. I guess he had pretty much lost here because he lost Boris. But, I think he quit a little bit early, but I do think I had him there. Because the Forsaken getting around his flanks, and those guys were going to shred any of his infantry outside of these 3 great swords. And we still had a Chaos Lord with his potion. I still had the Sorcerer of Death. I mean, he probably didn't have... yeah, so not taking that engagement with his Air Corps was definitely what gave me the victory there. And I think my opponent turned around and got a little bit too hasty. Because he had the Amber Wizard, and I couldn't engage his Air Corps, and I had nothing to bring his Air Corps to the ground. And I'm pretty sure if he would have been a little more patient there, that he could have, I think he could have won that 9 times out of 10 if he played it right. Harry Korn tells me if I love my fans I need to say hi. Well, hello. Yeah, he definitely misused his leader corps there. Should we keep doing chaos? I kind of want to try the double Shaggoth build up against the Greenskins here. I'd like for him to stay with the Greenskins. I had your blessing, Chicken Lord. That means a lot to me. Quad Shaggoth. No, there will be no quad Shaggoth. I'll host a battle before the end of the stream. So yeah, if you all want to join me, get ready. If you've got the game and you want to join me. Oh, by the way, I wanted to announce, if you all have been creating maps on the map maker, I want to do a live stream where we use some of those maps, and I can announce ahead of time, hey, go out and get these maps from the Steam workshop so that we can all play on some custom maps that people build. There's actually quite a few of them that are turning up out in the workshop, so it'd be pretty cool if you all want to build some custom maps. Put them out on the workshop. Let me know about them. You can either send me an email, air@totalwar@gmail.com, or you could send me a note on Twitter about your map if you have one that you want me to feature. I'm going to go ahead and ready up, just in case he's waiting on me. Yeah, I know there's going to be black orcs potentially, but the reason I'm not bringing Chaos with great weapons is because they get beat anyway. So I don't want to spend more money on a unit that's guaranteed to lose to the enemy unit. And if he brings all black orcs, I think that we could still do okay here, even though the Forsaken are terrible against black orcs. because of the double Shaggoths and the terror. Now, of course, you can't route black orcs on fear or terror. So honestly, I still bring a lot of black orcs when I go against chaos, but a lot of people don't. We'll see what kind of choice my opponent makes here. And even orc big guns are actually still pretty good against Forsaken. Now the thing is you can terrorize them out of a fight, but orc big guns actually do really well versus Forsaken, from what I've seen at least. I think the Greenskins are pretty much a tier 1 faction anymore. I made a map of San Francisco, many epic battles to take place. Greenskins take San Francisco, is that what we got? I'm gonna put one marauder over here. Why does my own army call me a mortal fool? That's kind of hurtful. I select them and they're like, mortal fool. And I'm like, really? I picked you. I wanted you on my team. Why you gotta do this to me and hurt me that way? Now, double Shaggoth has got to be careful. If there's a Azhag on the field, we need to get in his face super fast. Because if we don't, then he could effigy the git on me. I'm gonna actually go Shaggoth in group 2, these guys in group 3. Someone's asking, Pyrus, if a Pyrus asks, knows when this game will come out on Mac. Pyrus, I think about the best advice I can give anybody in that regard is don't get a Mac if you want to play games. Get a PC. Don't get me wrong, though. I mean, if you guys love playing Total War and then they release it on Mac, I'm happy for you when you do get to play it. But, yeah. Get a PC. Oh, crap. He does have Azhag. We gotta go kill Azhag fast. Because he's got a minute 35 before he gets to use effigy to get. And that's not what we want at all. So we gotta kill Azhag and we gotta do it in a really big hurry. I think that we're going to get pretty heavily slaughtered by the black orcs here. Okay, Azhag's dead. Let's try and help start taking out black orcs one by one. Wow, 3 goblin big bosses over here. Big boss enough? I'm going to try and focus down the giants too. You all get over here to that giant. Group 3, I need you to get out of there, away from the giants. Let's pin the giant in. We routed the black orcs there. We're going to need to break their leadership, I think, if anything. Okay, let's get group 3 over here. Try and hold that giant in place for a minute. Yeah, we're kind of terrorizing these guys pretty well. Let's keep the double Shaggoths working on the giant. We gotta get our guys out of here. Let's get into the back of these black orcs real quick. I'm gonna spirit leech that giant. Okay, we're gonna get rid of some more black orcs there. Let's hit this regrouping goblobber. The giant's gone, so now we should be in good shape, because I don't think the goblin big bosses can deal with Shaggoth. This other giant's kind of an issue, so I'm gonna save up some spirit leech for him. Let's try and start singling out black orcs. So we're going to single out regrouped black orcs like this. Let's get some of these units back into the fight. There we go. Yeah, just like this, we'll use our leaders here to single out these spread out units. Hit them with repeated charges and just overwhelming odds. And like I said, even black orcs can get broke down pretty quick by this type of thing. Okay, there's a singled out goblin big boss back here. Let's kill him. We're gonna spirit leech the giant to death. There we go. Let's get rid of some of these black orcs real quick. I'm going to try and keep my sorcerer up out of the fight, because I'm going to need his magic to help finish this. Let's focus the Shaggoths on the giant. Alright, 11 seconds and we should be good. There we go, we got it. Interesting greenskin build. But yeah, when you see Azhag like that, and you got a rush army with a lot of like heroes in it, where it's important that the heroes stay alive, my recommendation would be to just rush the living crap out of Azhag like we did right there, because he dies easy. He can't take that kind of beating. So in that case, these goblin big bosses should have been helping to protect Azhag from that type of thing. The giants were too slow. So it ended up working out pretty well for us. So yeah, even though our infantry got crapped on by the black orcs, it didn't matter, because even though black orcs are immune to psychology, their leadership seems pretty easy to break. Just greenskin leadership in general is pretty easy to break. So yeah, that definitely felt a little bit better. People wanted to join me for a game, so I'll go host some. Let's host a battle. It's going to be stream 2v2, passwords 123. I do ask that if you're going to join, please join if you have a good internet connection. Remember that it looks like we've had some drop frames throughout the stream, so apologize for that. It doesn't look like it's been awful, but there's been some. In any case, yeah, if you all want to join, try and join if you have a good internet connection. I'm not going to kick anybody out per se, but just that way we don't have to go into a complete lag fest. Stream 2v2, 123 is the password. Feel free to come join on in. Hope y'all are enjoying the stream so far. Whoa, this map looks crazy. Got like all kinds of choke points in it. This map's kind of cool looking. Let's play Hellfin. What kind of matchup do y'all want to see? Which factions? Oops, got the caps lock on. I'm gonna try and get some suggestions here on factions. Wood Elves versus Beast. That actually kind of would be kind of fun. Wood Elves versus Beastmen. Let's see. I don't know if the people... Yeah, I'm thinking let's do Wood Elves versus Beastmen. There we go. Alright, so it'll be Wood Elves versus Beastmen. Alright, this should be fun. I'm not going to talk about my army as I pick it. Cross Toxin says he likes my videos. Appreciate it, Cross Toxin. Glad you enjoy them. Yeah, Warhammer's on a humble bundle right now, by the way, people. It's pretty darn cheap. If you've ever wanted to get Warhammer, I think this is probably a pretty good time to do it. Let's see. Alright, I think I'm ready. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know while we're starting up the battle. I'll watch the chat for a minute, answer any questions you have. Sorry I was being quiet there for a minute. I was trying to figure out my army. So, man, I had to fly home yesterday from my business trip, and my left ear is like, feels like it's stuffed up, like it won't unclog, and it's just constantly ringing. I think I have like airplane ear or something. It's terrible. But yeah, got back from the business trip. Nice to be back in there. Someone's asking how much the game was on Humble Bundle. What I saw was going to be like 16 bucks American or something. So it was looking pretty affordable. Appius is asking where I was at. I was in Houston for the week, so I was down doing some work for my real day job, my engineering job in Houston. Yeah, I've already tried that in Alondo, plugging my nose and blowing. I can get it to pop, but it doesn't do any good. It still just feels stuffed up. So yeah, clearing it out by plugging my nose isn't working, unfortunately. Airplane ear, nice. I like it. Hashtag left air pain. I like it. So Warren Riggs wants to know if the Wood Elves enjoy a mid-afternoon cocktail. You know what? They just might. You know, like some nectar and some, I guess, what would they use to ferment? I don't know. Some type of grain. Acorn ale or something. Yes, it is now the ear of Carthage. I do mechanical engineering, Kyle. Well, kind of. I work as a logistics. I have a degree as a mechanical engineer. I work as a logistics engineer, which is a lot more related to the industrial engineering degrees that you'll see in schools.
Dauntless Azhag! Eternal Guard! Orders! Blade Guard! Wild Riders! Ever ready! Wild Riders!
Oh, good. We're representing both legendary lords for the elves here. That'll be fun.
Armed and ready! Ever ready! Yes!
I don't know exactly how to get the Humble Bundle yet. But if you want to just go like Google like Warhammer Humble Bundle, I'd be surprised if you didn't find something about it. I've never done the Humble Bundle before. I've been lucky to where I haven't had to wait for a game that I want to go on sale like that, so I guess I'm spoiled. Lucky, whatever you want to call it.
Hold position! By Kurnos!
I don't know what queuing theory is. Not heard of that. So I'm not sure if logistics engineers deal with that. I've never heard of it. Ben Brennan's asking when the Tomb Kings and Lizardmen. Probably not in this game. They're probably going to come out in the second Warhammer game. They've told us there's going to be 3. I've seen the announcement. Go look at my Twitter feed. I retweeted a tweet. If you go look at Twitter, that was the Humble Bundle for Warhammer, so go check it out. So go look at my Twitter feed if you want to see it. I think it probably gets it linked. Spoil there, I know, right? You all are the ones that spoil me. You've made this successful here, and I've never had to worry about it. So it's really the fact that your support is so great that I haven't had to worry about it. But yeah, I've got a buddy, I don't know if he's on here right now, but Captain Awesome, when you all see him on here, I know him in real life too, and he and I are buddies, and he has like a rule, like he won't buy a game unless it's like a certain number of dollars for every hour of entertainment he thinks he'll get out of it. It's pretty awesome. Cracks me up. Probably a good idea, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like we dropped a few more frames there, but it looks like it stopped, so give it just a second. Well, there's about 1,000 of you out there right now in the stream, so appreciate you joining if you've joined in. Hope you've been enjoying it. You got to watch me get face rolled a couple of times, and then Then I turned around and, what, did I get 1 or 2 victories? 2? I think I turned around and got 2 victories. So that was about 50-50. Grace Claw is saying he does that rule, 50 cents an hour. That's, you know, it's not a bad idea. When you think about Warhammer, though, even if you count, like, the fact that I bought Warhammer and I bought all the DLC and all that other stuff, it's probably like $100 worth of stuff, maybe a little more. I have already got 500... I'm trying to think. I've already got 500 hours into Warhammer. So this game is easily worth it for me.
Quickly now. Yes.
Easily worth it for me. Plus, I make money by posting videos from it, and that just taking that out of the whole ooh. That'd be a Sigvald, folks. Let's go ahead and push up a little. See if my teammate will come out with me. If we don't want to just sit back, I don't think, and let that Sigvald go completely to town. Maybe we do. I don't know. I'll move up a little bit. I'm not going to move up a ton. Centaurs get beat pretty bad by Wild Riders, if I remember right. I'm going to go ahead and circle that, though, for my teammate, just so he knows they're out there. Yeah, he sees him. Good. Alright. How are these guys not hidden? This isn't woods? That's annoying. I walked them all the way around thinking, yeah, I'll keep them hidden in the woods. And they became visible. Perfect. Well, that worked out really well. Centaur's really not getting a lot of kills. Let's kind of see what we're up against here. Warherds, some Beastlords, Morgar. Really think the name of this game is keep the branch wraith alive, and then from there on out we should be good. Check out these maps. These maps are cool. I can't wait. I need to get on here and try and start making some of my own maps, and I'll upload them for y'all, but I haven't gotten a chance to really try the map editor yet. I'll tinker around some with it during the night. Well, Beastmen just, is this a spawn Sigvald? Is one of these a spawn one? No. They just got 2 Sigvalds, huh? Surely they spawned it. Yeah, okay, that one's a spawned one. If I can get into range, I can do immense damage to the Beastlords and the Minotaurs both. I'm actually thinking just pull these guys back here, 'cause the biggest thing, I need to keep my Starfire shafts well alive. Let's hold on to our ammo here, gents. It's far too precious to be firing at Ungor herds. Okay.
Armed and ready. At speed. Ever ready.
All right.
Start trying to clean
some of this up.
Swift. Orders received. Swiftly.
Let's actually kind of hold off there for a second.
Yes.
Start going for some Minotaurs.
Armed and ready. Aye. We are tireless. Blade guard. As one. Glory to the eternal realms. Kurnos, bless us. Awaiting orders.
Alright, I gotta get my
Speed. Weapons.
archers to safety out here.
As you say. At once.
I didn't do quite as much damage as I had hoped. There we go. Gonna deal with some Minotaurs. Some people get mad at me for saying Minotaurs. The reason I say that is because I think it's named after, like, the labyrinth, like King Minos, right? Am I wrong? So yeah, that's the reason why I called it what I did.
It shall be done. Now, orders acknowledged. Wild riders, ride, cavalry of Kurnos. Hurry, go. Hunters, armed and ready. For Athelloren, as you say. Aye! End them! Armed and ready! It is done! Cavalry! At once! For Lady Ariel! Hunters!
Try and bring down Gorbul here. We're doing alright so far.
For Our Lady! Quickly! It shall be done!
Hey, let's not get crazy, Gorbul. I was just kind of joking here, buddy. There we go.
Yes! Swift of foot!
Okay, we got rid of both Gorbuls. Which means that Durthu is going to basically be invincible at this point. How's it going? My teammate seems to be doing alright too, so Orion must have carried the day over there too.
We accept. Understood.
That was a pretty decent pendulum.
Archers ready, ever ready. Aye, with haste. Orders very well. Yes. Riders of Athelloren. Yes. We are tireless. Blade guard for Athelloren at speed. Our bows are yours.
Alright, now I can turn around and take care of business here.
Wild riders! By Kurnos! Ever ready! Swiftly!
Out of there, get some of these units back this way.
No!
Mop up some of these regrouped units over here. Wild Riders. I'm still just like flabbergasted at how many people used to tell me how bad Wild Riders were when the Elves first released. Like, Wild Riders are such a bad unit. I don't think Wild Riders have ever been a bad unit for any reason. Boy, Morgar's replenishment makes him one tough cookie. This one looks like it was a pretty tight fight over here. I'm kind of curious to go back and watch what happened in that fight. Would you all want to check out the replay and see how my teammate did there? I think Morgar has like huge missile resistance though too. The guy is a beast. A beast man.
Attack! Understood! Cavalry! Ride, sons of Kurnos!
Yeah, look at this. I mean, look at the pounding. You saw how quick that killed Gorbel. It's not doing anything to Morgar.
Quickly!
Alright, Morgar. Dirthu says, let's fight, bro.
Blade guard! At once! Targets!
Alright, there we go.
Deepwood infantry! Wild riders! Armed and ready! Ride!
Kind of screwy. Alright, whatever, it worked. I'm gonna save the replay here. Alright. Good game. Thanks for the game, it was fun. Some Beastmen versus Wood Elves action there. I'm terrible with the Beastmen. I really am. I'm gonna say, guys, lots of fun. If I would have played the Beastmen, I'm sure I would have lost. So, misunderstood Morgar. How is he misunderstood? Thanks for the game, by the way, for everybody joining. That was fun. I appreciate it. I like playing those scenario games. That's where I want to get some of those cool new maps that people are making and play some scenarios. I want to see how Orion did over here. I want to kind of watch his. Play myself? I don't know. That might not be very fun, rational thinker, just to play against myself. Let's see. Let's go see how my teammate did here, because I didn't get to watch him at all. Let's fast forward. Chaos versus Dwarves. I did a Chaos versus Dwarves. It didn't turn out very well. Those Iron Breakers broke me. I had a lot of armored Chaos and the Iron Breakers lived up to their name. They broke my iron. They broke it bad, too. It wasn't even close. It's one of those ones where the screen said, like, close victories. It wasn't close. I got face stomped by that Iron Breaker army. It was not close. Let's check out his army, get some close-ups here. Those are my treekin on the flank, I think. Yeah. I tried to stay true to Dirthu and bring like a treekin army. And treekin armies are pretty good versus the Beastmen, in my opinion. So he's got a line of Eternal Guard. Oh, those arrows sound awesome. Here's Orion. You don't get to see him in play a whole lot. Look at him throwing a spear over here. There's some of Orion's magical powers. I love the silver hounds or whatever he does too. Those look freaking awesome. Here's the Waystalker, trying to be like Legolas up front. Look at that Beastman army. Yeah, that Waystalker just stood out there. I don't know if that's the best plan. Get some sweet close-ups here. The Eternal Guard charging forward. Where's Orion at? Here he is, back here. He's throwing his spears. I wonder if he has the horn. I don't think he brought his horn. Orion's got huge hit points, but his armor is so low. He's a cool lord. Like, I find him to be immensely powerful in campaign because he's easier to use against them than it is against a player. It's the Brave Shaman of the Wild. Looks like these Warherds just getting trashed by Eternal Guard. Here comes some Wildwood Rangers. These guys look awesome. So Wildwood Rangers coming in here. All this anti-large is going to tear apart the Sigvald. Got all those Hagbane tips and stuff firing off into the distance. It's all Hagbane tips. If you're against a low armor faction, Hagbane tips are a pretty decent pick because you get the poison effects and you do pretty well versus the unarmored targets. Starfire shafts are going to be good against unshielded, armored opponents. Let's check this out here. Let's see if Orion's gotten into the brawl yet. I really want to see Orion get in and fight. Where did he get to? Here he is. Yeah, he's fighting Malagor, I think. This map is so dark. Yeah, there's Orion versus Malagor. Orion's huge, man. I mean, for not being like a... Well, I mean, I guess he is a monster, but you know what I mean. For not being an even bigger monster, I guess. Look at that, just stuck those guys with that spear. Brutal. I think he's going after this Brave Shaman now. Whoa. That Ungor herdsman took it. Look at him get hit by the Hagbane tips. And then I think he got hit by one of his own Bestigor there, or Sigvald. So Orion's back over here fighting Malagor. Yeah, poison arrows I think would be a pretty solid choice versus the Beastmen. Not many of their units have any armor. It's like, I think Centigor or Bestigor have some armor. Yeah, they got 100 armor. So outside of Bestigor, nothing else has a lot of armor, and they have shields, but you know the shields don't stop everything. It's one of the reasons why the Dwarfs can be tough for the Elves to take on, I think, is because all the shields plus the armor gives them a lot of resistance, plus the magic resistance to the Starfire shafts. It's a big deal. Yeah, Orion's definitely cool looking. This map has got like a cool ambiance to it. It's so dark though. Definitely needed some vampires, I guess, to fit the mood. Maybe we'll play this one another time with some vampires. Orion racked up 48 kills. I wonder how many kills Durthu got in this. He's got 65 right now. Durthu is fantastic against infantry blobs. At least he seems like it. And he's pretty decent against other lords because of his armor piercing. He's a tough boss. Like, when he's getting healed, he is not easy to kill. In fact, he's extremely difficult to kill. So, looks like my opponent did pretty good there. He carries a bow and throws spears. He just does what he wants, Luis. Orion doesn't play by our rules. Man, my ear's ringing so bad. Stupid airplane. Alright, I'll play one more quick battle before I go. Let's play one more quick battle. Durthu likes birds so much that he lets them live in his hair. That kind of makes sense, Warren. Kind of makes sense when you're a tree. All Empire, all Wizards? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Andy's asking what my choice of drink is. Alcohol? I don't drink any alcohol. So my choice would be none. Bjornling's Gathering. I just like water. If I have to drink a soda, Dr. Pepper's pretty good. If I have to go with the juice, Ooh. I like grapefruit juice pretty well. Let's see. Who should, I don't want to play as the elves. Or do I? I think I do, actually. I think I'm going to keep all that stuff. Let's do the branch wraith just because he's a little bit tougher. I don't think I need the speed. I'm going to just leave all that stuff off. Branch wraith to just be for the healing. Let's do... The dwarfs don't have anti-large, so but they do have archers. So yeah, let's thinking Wildwood Rangers. Wildwood Rangers should be pretty good against dwarves. How fast are these guys? Not super fast. I'm just trying to think what I should do if he does that stupid Iron Breaker thing again. Like, do I have the right army? I think this will work. If I have to absorb satchel charges, I'll probably try and do it with the Treekin. Maybe Durthu. I don't know. Let's just give it a shot. Since I have the extra money, let's just get the Wild Ride of his shields, because the dwarfs almost relentlessly bring missile units. Let's see if this works. Well, I know Wildwood Rangers are weak. Yeah, Slayer spam... Slayer spam could be good, because Wildwood Rangers don't have a lot of armor. I don't see what Eternal Guard would do. But it seems like a lot of people are not liking my army. I mean, Wildwood Rangers are crazy weak to missiles. I get it. But they're armor piercing, and if I bring my own archers, they do terrible against dwarf missiles. So that's why I didn't want to bring them. Yeah, the Eternal Guard in front of the Wildwood may have been a better choice. We'll see. Where are the Ents? I got Durthu. He's kind of an Ent. A DM asked me if I've tried any of the custom maps. Not yet, but I will be soon. And if I find some I like, I'll probably put them up in a video. But yeah, I'll be checking out the custom maps for sure. The Giant Eagle I don't like against the Dwarves just because their skirmishers can take it out so easy. I don't like it, but you know, who knows? Maybe someone found a better use for it. Yeah, if you think Whirlers are good in a skirmish, Luis, you ought to see how the Bugman's Rangers do. They're even better, because they're still shielded, and they regenerate. So they wreck elf skirmishers. Now they cost a lot, but they wreck elf skirmishers bad. Someone's already saying this is going to be a slaughter. Who? Me getting slaughtered or the dwarfs getting slaughtered? I guess I could see it going either way. It depends on what the dwarf picked. Really depends on what they picked. I'm kind of wanting to use the trees to absorb the dwarf charges, artillery, other stuff like that. I need to save my Wildwood Rangers from as much of that pain as possible. And then I'm hoping, if all goes right, maybe they can pull through. I guess the dwarf could deploy all the way back there. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, Bugmans are very expensive, Luis. I agree with you. They're expensive, but if you did manage to counterpick someone with a ranged heavy army with them, like just out of curiosity... Oh, gyrocopters. That could be a problem. Really? Figured that'd be a rune lord. Well, the gyrocopters are going to be an issue. The gyrocopters will be an issue. Let's get regrouped here. If he uses his gyrocopters in my trees, though, I think it's ill-advised, because I can heal my trees pretty easily. If he uses his gyrocopters in my Wildwood Rangers, I think he's better suited, because it's harder to heal high unit count, or high unit count models. Let's get these guys in here. Let's see what we can do. Actually thinking scooch around here.
Ever ready! Strike away! Orders! Ever ready! Ever ready! Mechanos! Abyss! Siflakia! Abyss!
These guys are still facing the wrong direction.
Armed and ready! Orders! Armed and ready!
Wow, man. Those gunners wrecked me in a big hurry.
Smash them!
We gotta get those gunners because they're doing too much damage.
Wild Riders!
If we can take out the gunners, maybe.
Armed and ready! Attack!
Just trying to get away with some of those gunners here.
Wild Riders!
Got to kill the gunners.
Charge!
We will not have a snowball's chance without those gunners.
Down to our enemies! They will die! Athol Nuran! Wild Riders!
Okay, let's get my Wild Riders
Wildwood Rangers!
out to safety in case some of the guns
Understood.
Durthu's getting a little bit chewed up here. Let's try and get Durthu out to safety for a moment.
We stand ready. Swift.
Yeah, we got some guns regrouped in the back that could get some shots at Durthu, so let's come this way.
Your command, by Kurnos.
Get these trees back in here.
Azhag, for the eternal realm. Wildwood Rangers, by Kurnos.
Need to keep our healing units safe. Let's drag his slayers further out from the combat. His gyrocopters are going to run out of ammo before they can effectively finish my army.
Wildwood Rangers, children of
I think we got it. I'm going to swing back around here. Get one last heal on here, probably. I don't see any regrouped guns, so I think we take this one to the bank. Woo! Close one, but we got it. I'm gonna say Wildwood Rangers there. I want to watch that real quick. Hey, those of you who didn't believe in me, do you believe in me now? Wildwood Rangers, if you can avoid certain dwarf perils, are quite good versus their infantry. And Quarrelers are definitely one of those perils. I would agree with you wholeheartedly. Definitely a few mistakes there on my part, but enough that we got the job done. Enough that we got the job done. All right, let's see here. I want to see some of these tree units. So those Wildwood, or the Wild Riders there were clutch, because they killed at least 2 units of the gunners, because the gunners were getting some serious work done on my treekin. And I didn't bring the treekin so much for damage as to just be a nuisance. The only anti-large that dwarfs have are slayers, and the treekin have decent armors, so it takes the slayers a little while to work on them. The gyrocopters here could be really risky against an elf build, but I think with the dwarves, I think they know that most elves prefer not to bring a lot of starfire shafts, which then means that if they do something like I did and you bring the gyrocopters, then you actually have the mobility advantage and everything else you want. Yeah, dropping the bombs here, definitely, he should have saved those for my Wildwood Rangers, and like immediately he should have started shooting the Wildwood Rangers. I definitely disagree with bombing the treekin. It's not going to do anything. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know while I'm watching this battle. I'll try and keep an eye on the questions. Otherwise, whenever this is over, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream off. It's been fun. It has been fun. Had a good day. A couple of humiliating defeats. A few decent victories on my part. Yeah, these treekin just get murdered by Thunderers, and no surprise. That's Thunderers doing what they do best, which is against unshielded armored units. This was actually a pretty good shot right here. Killed a huge number of Thunderers, or took out a lot of their health. Look at Durthu ripping into him with his Sword of Daith there. The Wild Riders, man, they were huge clutch here. This is big right here. The dwarf player not seeing these Wild Riders, if he would have turned and fired at them, he could have caused a huge amount of damage to them, or if he would have kept his Slayers on station. But he sent his Slayers out to go after my treekin. This means that all 3 of his Thunderer units get pinned down, And those were really his best chance of killing Durthu, and then Branch Wraith. Wild Riders are just excellent in combat versus kind of squishy targets like these Dwarf Skirmishers. And Dwarf Skirmishers are actually a lot more hardy than your typical Skirmisher. Look at Durthu over here, just squishing stunties left and right. I guess the good thing about getting pooped on by Durthu is that there's plenty of leaves around to wipe yourself off, right? Oh. Someone keeps saying you need more dwarf content. I thought I've been giving you all a lot of dwarf content. I figured there's been a lot of dwarf content. Check out these Wildwood Rangers. Yeah, these Wildwood Rangers are devastating versus the armored dwarf infantry. They are definitely a glass cannon of sorts. Yeah, the Wild Riders here were just brutalizing the Dwarf Skirmishers. These sweet stag cavalry. Yeah, you can see the gyros firing at Durthu. That was really the only reason why Durthu's health even got low, to be honest. I don't think that the rest of the dwarfs did a lot of damage to him. Yeah, you can just keep Durthu alive for so long. Look how much health he can heal. He can heal up to 4,000 hit points. I hadn't even gotten close to his healing cap. Yeah, right here where his guns regrouped. This was a pretty critical moment because these guys could have done some very critical damage to Durthu, so keeping these Wild Riders alive and not throwing them away early, that was kind of securing the victory right there. Will I ever bring an elf army with Orion? I need to, Joey. I need to. Good call. I do need to bring an Orion army. Durthu is just so freaking awesome. He is tough, like frustratingly tough. Most of the time, I lose when I go up against a well-built Durthu army. I don't have good success rates against a well-built Durthu army. I'm guessing that this is going to earn me some grudges right here. Did you just whiff them, Durthu? Oh no, he got him. Batter up. Well, hope y'all enjoyed the stream today. It was fun. Had a good time streaming for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I am back home. I'll start recording content like normal this week. And I'll try and get, so Tuesdays I help out with the charity thing every Tuesday, so I won't be able to stream on Tuesdays like I'd originally hoped, but Thursday and Saturday should be stream days. And if I can fit in another one, I may, like at night when I'm recording. Sometimes I may just throw a stream up instead of recording, so just keep an eye out. So that means if it's, so like a Thursday night or any other night stream for me would probably be about like 7:30 to 8 U.S. Central Time. And a Saturday stream, I will sometimes do them at like this 1 p.m. U.S. Central Time, but sometimes I'll do them at 9 a.m. U.S. Central Time too. Just Saturdays so that we can get more participation. People aren't at school, you know, they don't have work, hopefully, or other stuff like that. So anyway, appreciate you joining. HeirofCarthage signing out. I'll see y'all soon.